What is critical race theory? Critical race theory, CRT, is an academic concept that is more than 40 years old. The core idea is that race is a social construct, and that racism is not merely the product of individual bias or prejudice, but also something embedded in legal systems and policies. The basic tenets of CRT emerged out of a framework for legal analysis in the late 1970s and early 1980s created by legal scholars Derek Bell, Kimberlé Crenshaw, and Richard Delgado, among others. The theory posits that racism is part of everyday life. So people, white or non-white, who don't intend to be racist can nevertheless make choices that fuel racism. CRT also has ties to other intellectual currents, including the work of sociologists and literary theorists who studied links between political power, social organization, and language. And its ideas have since informed other fields, like the humanities, the social sciences, and teacher education. ETA source, by Stephen Sawchuk, May 18, 2021. I'm just going to steal the hotel analogy post. Imagine a guy who hates disabled people builds a hotel. So he bans all disabled people, and builds it in such a way as to specifically make access difficult for them. Years later he sells the hotel to a new owner who has no problem with disabled people. So you have a hotel where the owner has no problem with the disabled, and neither do any of the staff. However, due to the actions of the previous owner, the hotel is still built in such a way that it doesn't accommodate them. No disabled parking, no ramps, no extra considerations, etc. So although the people currently running it are not actively discriminating, they are operating a system designed to discriminate, and need to fix it even if they aren't to blame for it. CRT is primarily acknowledging and identifying the historic and systemic problems that make the hotel inaccessible, and secondarily identifying ways to fix those problems. Here is an excellent article. https://www.edweek.org/leadership/what is critical race theory and why is it under attack/2021/05. It's a way of explaining how race impacts history, primarily U.S. history. Two of the main beliefs underlying critical race theory are: 1. White supremacy is really deeply a part of American law and culture, not just a wacky belief that a few people hold. 2. Understanding the dynamics between race and law and power can help fix some of the problems in our society. It's meant to be opposed to liberal ideas about racism that say that the problem with racism is that a few people like the KKK are racist, and if we could just get them to follow the law it would all be okay. Obviously that would be good. But if the law is also racist, then it wouldn't fully solve any problems. Something taught in college-level law about how laws with racist organs still affect people today, even if there is currently no racist intention. It's a bit more complex, but that's a super boiled down version. To my understanding, it's a topic covered in law school, sociology-related graduate school about how systemic issues are involved in racism. That's it. That's the big boogeyman. I think it is to teach American history, including events that have been left out in regard to African American racism. I am an older adult and had never heard of the Tulsa event in 1921 where a prominent black neighborhood, many square blocks were completely leveled by fire and homemade bombs dropped from airplanes by white people. 100-year anniversary last year and I had never heard of this horrible event. This really makes me upset. Growing up we barely studied Jim Crow laws. There is so much I do not know what really happened. It's an accurate accounting of U.S. history without hiding the blemishes, while also evaluating how those events still impact people today. E.g., how slavery, Jim Crow laws and redlining impacted generational wealth which keep black communities in poverty to this day. What's polemics? The water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi might be an example? Ooh, I just wrote an essay on this. So this is interesting timing. It basically states that racism is found within laws and other parts of the government. In short, similar to systemic racism. And was founded around 40 years ago but has been brought to mainstream media by a person named Christopher F. Rufo. It is often misinterpreted as judging people based on the color of their skin. But it's actually just about systemic racism being found. An academic theory that postulates that POC experience worse legal outcomes than white counterparts due to their race.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.